Okay, everybody. So good evening, and this is our second info session for the next batch, right? Next group that will start in April 21st. So we have around three months left. Even though it looks like it's a lot of time, but strongly I suggest you guys to make sure that you are prepared, and also to make sure that you let's say take advantage of all the benefits that we're gonna offer you as of today. Okay. So as I said, the next boot camp will start on April 21st. It will be our seventh one. So we have done 6 so far. We have a lot of students and alumni who are in the, let's say, working in the field right now. And we invited one of them today so that he will share his experience, how it was during the boot camp and how it was even how it is now that is working as a software tester. So my name is Elio Limanai, and myself, I am a software developer. I've been in this field for more than I mean almost 20 years right now. So whenever I say this one, I don't know why I feel old. So and then like 5 years ago, right, we were helping students that were trying to get working in the IT field. And then together with our friends, we decided to create our bootcamp and to make sure that we help professionally the people. We teach them, right? We teach them all the tools and everything that they need for the field, and also we help them even when they're trying to find a job, and even when they are in the market and I don't know, going into the interviews. So let me start with my presentation. So why should people consider a career in IT? It's because IT is one of the easiest way to find a job, especially for people who come from different background, right? Or maybe also from different countries. They come to United States. It's difficult for them to work. I don't know, maybe they have a bachelor degree in another area like education or medicine, or I don't know, other fields, but they come here then and they're not able to work. But when it's about IT, it's a good thing because, right, people they can work in this field as long as, even if they don't have any bachelor degree, even if they don't have a degree, right? Doesn't matter. They can work in the field because as long as you can do whatever you're supposed to do, it's possible for you to work in the field. And also another thing is that there are a lot of career opportunities. Even though we say IT is very broad, so there are a lot of different fields, like, I don't know, for example, software developer, database administrator, DevOps, cybersecurity, and software tester, which is one of the fields which we're going to explain today, and we're going to talk about our bootcamp. And the salaries are high in the field, right, in different places in the field. And also the good thing is that after you start working as a software tester, right, after some years, you can jump to a different part of the IT, right? You can jump in different I mean, you can do different things there. So software testing is one of the things that you can do in IT, right? So IT is very broad, but software testing is one of the things. Again, as I said, the salaries are high. We say here 90 plus, but of course we have students that have gone to 130, 140. So that is the range. So between 80 and 130 is generally the range of the salaries that the students, they find a job. And of course, depending on how well prepared you are, and also depending on, I don't know, sometimes also depends on the luck, because when you go to the interview, it depends on the feeling that they have towards you. Then when you're done with the boot camp, right, you're going to be part of the software development team. So that is very important to explain, because a lot of people, they don't know what is software testing, right? So every company that is creating a software, creating a product, they have their developers. They develop the product, they are building the product, and they are putting it in the market, right? And also every week, I don't know, couple of weeks, they make updates, because I don't know, you may add new things. Maybe sometimes you have an errors or bugs in the system and you want to fix them. So the developers are building the product, and the problem with the company is that you don't want to, I don't know, make an update, and then I don't know, the next day people are trying to do something with the software, or maybe mobile application or web application or desktop application, and then the software crashes, right? So that's a problem. So there are these people called software testers or software engineers in test, and we have different titles for that. And those people make sure that the software is working as expected. So there are no problems there. There are no things that we call them bugs. And if they find something before the product has been updated, they report it to the team. And the developers have to fix it, and then they make the update accordingly to make sure that everything is working fine, because the companies, they don't want to have problems with the software when the people are using it. The good thing is that there is no IT background for our bootcamp. There is no IT background. A lot of people ask me the same question. Oh, I'm an English teacher. Can I do the bootcamp? I am a social studies teacher, or maybe I'm a nurse, right? My background, they can be from different backgrounds. I'm come from finance background. So can they do the bootcamp? Yes, definitely they can do the bootcamp, because we start from zero. And during these 6 months, we teach all the tools that are needed for a person, right, to be able to do this thing. And then at the end of the bootcamp, right, you're going to learn all these things, and you're going to go to the companies, you're going to apply for the jobs, and you're going to be able to get a position in tech companies, right? Another good thing is that also you can work from home, depending on the company, of course. So during COVID-19, there were a lot of companies, maybe I can say 80-90% of them, they were working online. So people were working remotely. But as of right now, some of the companies, they want to bring people to their jobs. Some of the companies, they say, you know what, we want hybrid, so you come to the workplace once or twice a week. And there are companies that they work remote. Okay, so depending on the company and depending on whatever you're looking for. So what is a bootcamp, right? The bootcamp is an alternative to a bachelor degree, let's say, right? Of course, we're not giving any degree here, so I don't want you to misunderstand me, but I'm just trying to explain that people, they're finishing their bachelor degrees in different fields, and they try to find a job, but they're not able to find a job. Why? Because of different things, right? Because different fields, they don't have very much job openings and a lot of different things, right? But when it's about the bootcamp, you're teaching all those things that are needed for only that, right? For only that career. So that's a career-focused syllabus. So whatever you need for that career, that's what we teach in the bootcamp. So we don't need other things that are not needed there. So we start teaching programming. We teach all the terminology and the tools that are needed in the field. And then at the end, you're going to be able to find the job. So as I said, right, you're going to learn all the technical knowledge, all the programming, all the coding, and all the tools that are needed to use there. And as I said, right, you're only going to teach those things that are needed there. And of course, when you go to the field, you're going to work there and you're going to learn even more tools, because there are endless tools. But those that we teach are the most commonly used, and most of the companies, they will be hiring you if you know those tools. As I said, our primary goal is not to give you a diploma. The primary goal of the bootcamp is to prepare you for the IT industry, to prepare you for this job, so that you're going to be able to do this job when you're done with a bootcamp. And then when you're done with it, right, after the graduation, let's say, you're going to earn one of these titles. So those are similar titles, doing almost the same thing. So you can do all of them. Software development engineer in test, or STET, quality test engineer, automation test engineer, quality assurance engineer, or sometimes they call it QA engineer. Software tester is another terminology. Quality analyst, or sometimes you can also be test lead, which is the lead person of a group of testers. So as I said, right, during this 6 months, you're going to learn these tools, and at the end of the 6 months, you're going to apply for the jobs that are with these titles. So very important, right? Make sure that you keep down, right? You know the days and you prepare for it. And I'm going to teach you, right? We're going to tell you today how you're going to prepare for it. So the bootcamp will start on April 21st, which is in less than 3 months. It's our software testing, right? It's software testing bootcamp, to make sure that we are on the same page. And it's a 6 months accelerated course. So during this 6 months, you're going to learn all these things. Right, there are a lot of things that we learn. That's why be prepared for it. Make sure that you are taking this one seriously. You're going to have some hands-on experience and some projects that you're going to do during the bootcamp. Of course, every day we're going to give you, or every 2 days, we're going to give you homework or tasks. And then at the end of the 6 months, you're going to, as I said, you're going to look for the jobs with this title. So as I said, no IT background is required. So if you can just use a computer, it's good, right? You don't need to have any IT background, but you need to have a valid work authorization, which means that whenever you're done with the bootcamp, you should be able to, right? You should be able to look for a job and to have the let's say, work authorization, right? Work authorization here, United States. If you are from Canada, the same thing from Canada, and people who are going to do the bootcamp from Europe, the same thing for them, okay? So if it's a person who comes to United States and it's with a tourist visa, I'm sorry, but don't do the bootcamp, because at the end, you're not going to be able to find a job. We cannot help you with a visa status. I just want to clarify this thing so that we are open to you, right, since the beginning. And then at the end of the bootcamp, you're going to earn one of these titles: software development engineering test, quality assurance engineer, software tester, all similar titles there. The salary range is between 80 and 130. Of course, we have had a couple of students who have also gone beyond 130, but this is the general range, and we generally say that the job opportunities are 100K. So at the end of these 6 months, you're going to be able, right? You're going to be able to work in one of this, right? One of the companies there in the field. Okay. So at the end of the bootcamp, of course, there are other alternatives, right? So you're done with the bootcamp, you work as a couple of years as a software tester, and maybe you're bored. It's very easy for you. So some people, they like to challenge themselves. So you're going to be exposed to these tools. And then when you're done, right, after you work with as a software tester for a couple of years, maybe you can do a small bootcamp, 1 or 2 months, or maybe learn some tools in Udemy or stuff. And then you can switch to other jobs like software developer. I mentioned them earlier, right? DevOps engineer, cybersecurity, project manager, API tester, all right, or Scrum Master, which is one of the easiest job that as much as I've heard. So these different titles are different things that you can do at the end of the bootcamp, as I said, after you work some time in the field. So how, right, what is the flow of our course, right? What is the flow of our course? So we teach you manual testing, right? So some of the students, they have the question, do you teach manual testing during the bootcamp? Of course, we teach manual testing, because without knowing manual testing, you cannot do automation testing. You cannot do the other things. So first of all, you're going to do manual testing, right? Which means, right, by having your mouse on a keyboard, you're going to click here, click there, and you are able to test. You're able to try to crash the software to make sure that those problems happen before the software has been updated, before the customers see it. And of course, only by learning these tools, you can work as manual tester. But of course, working as a manual tester, the salaries are lower. They are around 70, 80,000. And of course, a lot of people now, they're doing automation. So more and more, you need to learn other things. So we don't want our students to go to try only with manual testers. Okay, manual testing. As I said, we also teach coding and programming. We'll teach Java programming language. I'm going to come to the tools that we teach, right? So we're going to learn how to do these things, not with the mouse and keyboard, but having a program, and your program will test the real, right, the product of the company. So you're going to learn teach coding and programming. Then you're also going to learn automation testing tools like TestNG and Cucumber. Will these tools here, guys, with Selenium, TestNG, and Cucumber, you are able to work as a front-end tester, right? It's a terminology that I'm using here. So you can work as a front-end tester. You can automate whatever the user see, right? So user, they log in there, they try to do something there. Whatever they can do, you can do it with the tools. And then if something goes wrong, if a problem happens, you have to catch it, and you have to save it, and you have to report it to the team, okay? So you learn these things during this time. And as I said, even with these tools, you can work as front-end tester. But of course, we don't stop there. We want our students to know even more, so that have even more opportunities, different job, right? Different jobs in the field. So also we teach you database and API. This is called back-end testing, right? So we said we teach front-end, we teach back-end testing, and I don't want to go into details in the terminology, but these are the things that you are learning. And then if you know both of them, the front end and the back end, if you know both of them, it's called a full stack tester. And if you are a full stack developer or full stack tester, it means that you are a complete, right? You know both of the things, and you can apply as a front end tester, you can apply as a back end tester, you can apply as a manual tester, and you also can apply as a full stack tester. So that is, right, that is the good thing about learning these things. So this is what we teach during the bootcamp. But we don't only teach you technical, right, coding and stuff. We also teach you, right, to prepare you for the market. So we teach you how to, right, how to prepare for the interviews, because you're going to have interviews, right? When we're done with the boot camp, you're going to go to the interviews and you need to be prepared for it. We're going to teach you how to prepare your resume, right? How to build your resume, how to make sure that you're writing the good things there in the resume in a way that it will affect the recruiters to look at your resume. And also we have our career placement team. So even when we're done with the boot camp, we are pushing you. We are making sure that you are trying to look for a job. You're applying as much as possible, because the more you apply, the more opportunities you'll have. And then hopefully the faster and the better you're going to get an offer from them. Okay. So these are the things, right? And of course, we're going to go into details of this one. So there are a lot of tools here. These are the tools that we teach during the bootcamp. And I don't want you to be scared, because there are a lot of things here, right? I'm going to go over them, but I just want to make sure that these are the things that you learn, and you can ask your friends or somebody who's in the field, are these tools good enough? Are these the right tools that I need to learn or not? So you can double check with your friends. You can double check in Google, anywhere that you want. So as a programming language, we're going to teach you Java. Java programming language is one of the most commonly used, one of the, let's say, strongest programming language. And you're learning one programming language. When you go to the field, maybe the companies, they're using a different programming language, but it doesn't matter. As long as you know one of them, and especially a good one like Java, then when you go there, they say, you know what? In our company, we're not using Java. We're using C#, we're using Python, we're using PHP, whatever language they're using. But it doesn't matter, because you can learn the syntax, you can learn the terminology, whatever it's in the different programming language in just 1 or 2 months. As long as you have the logic, as long as you know what a software tester does, it doesn't matter. They will hire you, because and we have a lot of examples like that our students, they went in the field and they found a job which is using a different tool, right, or different programming language. Anyways, let me continue with the tools very quickly here. So you're going to learn about Selenium. Selenium is a tool which does the front-end testing. You're going to learn about TestNG and Cucumber. TestNG and Cucumber are software testing tools which help you, right, which help you create those reports and make sure that you are, right, and you are reporting those to the developer team so that they can fix the problems. You're going to learn about MySQL, which is a tool which allows you to communicate with the database. Postman and API. Sorry, Postman and Rest Assured. These are two tools that will help you with, right, testing the APIs, which are backend. You're going to learn about Jenkins. You're going to learn about Jira software. What is Jira? Jira is a tool that, right, that is used in the IT industry. Whenever they need to manage their projects, they put it on Jira so that they can put them in small tasks and then assign to the people. So all these things, guys, Git, Maven, JUnit, all these things will be taught during the bootcamp. The most, let's say, strongest part, first 3 months, you're going to learn about Java, and then the rest, sometimes 2 weeks, sometimes 3 weeks, okay? So what do we offer in our bootcamp? So as I said, you're going to have some projects, right? So some real projects that will simulate the real actual environment. So you're going to have a group project with your friends. You're going to also have a single project, individual project that you're going to do alone. So there will be a lot of, right, real life scenarios, a lot of things that you're going to experience during the bootcamp, during the projects, and during the homeworks. So you're going to learn all the methods and strategies and tools and everything that is used in the current technology. As I said, maybe they're also using other tools, but it doesn't matter as long as you know one of them, as long as you know the ones that we teach, still you can be hired in the companies. All our bootcamp is online. So you can join from home, you can lay down, open your computer. Of course, I don't want you to lay down, I want you to type and to learn, but I'm just saying that you don't need to go anywhere. You can do it from your, right, comfortably from your home. All the materials, right, everything that is taught there, it will be live online. They will be recorded and they will be shared with you, so that even after the class, if you want to rewatch it, if you miss something, if you, I don't know, miss the class because there was a problem, you can watch the recordings. They will be shared with you and you're going to have it there. The same as we're going to do with the info session today. We are doing this one live, but of course, also we're going to, right, we're going to share the recording with you after the info session. So, of course, we have one-on-one training and mentorship. So we are proud of our mentorship program. So we have 10, 12 mentors, right? People that are working in the field for I don't know, around 5 to 7 years, depending on the mentor, right? So those are people who maybe have done a boot camp, or they have learned these things, I don't know, 5, 7, 10 years ago. They are working as software testers in the field, and they will have, right, after let's say after first 3 months, then they'll be assigned to a group, and then they will be working with a group of students. They're going to answer their questions. They're going to help them with the things that they have. Okay. And of course, right, we're going to have classes where we have people which are teaching, our instructors that will be teaching there, and I am one of them. And there will be also assistants there, people who are technical people who will help you, right, if you have any problem with the class, if you are, I don't know, having any technical issues. As I said, right, at the end of the bootcamp, during the bootcamp, we're going to prepare you for the resume, but at the end of the bootcamp, we're going to help you prepare your resume. You're going to build your resume. We're going to do a mock interview. What is a mock interview? We're going to interview you one by one. One of our mentors or instructors, they will interview you for 45 minutes to make sure that you are ready for the real interviews. If you're good, you get our green signal from us, and then you can prepare a resume and they can go start looking for a job. If you don't get our green light, it means that you need to be prepared a little bit more, maybe with some API classes, or maybe with Java classes, whatever you're not very good, not very strong, and then you can do another mock interview in 2 or 3 months, and then after that you're gonna, right, be able to start looking for a job. And of course, as I said, we have a lot of alumni which have been working in the field right now, and also a lot of recruiters, people who we have been interacting with. They will make sure that they will help you, push you in front of different interviews to make sure that you're gonna be able to find a job. And of course, at the end, even when you are in the market, even when you go to the interviews, even after you get an offer, still our team will be there with you to make sure that they will help you maximize your compensation. What does it mean? For example, sometimes you get multiple offers and you don't know which one to pick. Or sometimes you get an offer which is a low ball. So with our expert, they tell you, don't accept that one, or try to make this one higher. So how to interact, how to communicate with recruiters to make sure that you get what you deserve. Okay. So this is one of the most important things, right, for the bootcamp. As I said, the starting is April 21st. Please note your calendar. See, from April 21st until November, are you ready to spend 6 months to work and to learn, so that at the end of the 6 months after November, you're going to start looking for a job, and you're going to be working there. During these 6 months, the schedule is Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 3 day weeks, from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. So 3 hours on Tuesday, 3 hours on Wednesday, 3 hours on Thursday. So of course, make sure that all the times are Eastern. So if you are in Florida, 6 to 9. If you are in California, 4 to 7, right? So you make your own calculation. Eastern time, 9 hours during the week. During the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. So 4 hours on Saturday, 4 hours on Sunday. So these are our instructor times. Okay, so during these 17 hours, we're teaching something. There's a teacher there. There is an assistant there helping you. Beside these times, we're going to give you homework. We're going to give you, right, different tasks, challenges, so that you can do them. Okay. And of course, as I said, you're going to have your mentor sessions and different stuff there. So this is very important, the schedule, because you need to be, right, you need to be live to watch the class. Of course, sometimes you might have, I don't know, some emergencies. You cannot join the class. It's okay, as long as you watch the class before the next class. If you skip 2 classes, guys, you're going to lose a lot and you're not going to be able to follow. That's why I want to make sure that you are going to schedule your life from April to November to make sure that you are going to join, you're going to learn, so that your life will change at the end of the 6 months. If you take the bootcamp seriously, right? If you take the bootcamp seriously, definitely you're going to find a job at the end. And of course, we have a lot of examples that we can show it to you. So I want you to promise 3 things. If you want to take the bootcamp, guys, if you decide to take the bootcamp, I want you to promise 3 things. One is, right, that you are dedicated, to make sure you are committed, to make sure that you want to learn and you want to change your life, because we cannot push knowledge to your brain as long as you, right, don't want to learn yourself. So one is dedication. Two is, if you have a work authorization, as I said, that's very important. If you don't have it, if you're going to get it, a work authorization in 1 or 2 months or 5 months, it's still okay, but make sure that you have the work authorization at the end so that you can find the job. 3, you need English. As long as you can understand, you don't need to have a perfect English. That's the good thing about IT. As long as you can communicate, you can speak with, it can be with a heavy accent, it doesn't matter. As long as you understand, as long as you can do the tasks, they will definitely hire you, okay? So these are the things that I want to make sure that you are, you have, right, that you have, and you are ready for the bootcamp. And then after that, you can, let's say, start doing the bootcamp. So now I have one of our alumni. I'm going to invite him now so that he can share his experience with us. Murat, are you here?
Yeah.
Hey, Murat, how are you doing?
I'm good, Elin. How are you?
Good, good. It looks like there's a lagging in the video. So can you hear me right?
Yes, yes, I do.
Oh, okay, perfect, perfect. How are you doing? Long time no see. So you've been, I think, more than 1 year now, right?
Yes, it's been like 16 months since I started. Yeah, it's going great. It's busy, you know.
Okay,
I'm
so
still learning a lot.
so that everybody knows, Murat is one of our previous students. He was in batch 3, I think, right, Murat?
Yes.
And he has been working, and then after that he was graduated, and he has been working as a software engineer in test for more than 1 year now. And he will share his experience, how it was during the boot camp, when he was looking for a job, and now that he's working as a software engineer in test. And also, guys, please make sure that you ask your questions in the chat section of the Zoom so that I can direct your questions to Murat, okay? Yes, Murat, start introducing yourself and explain everything.
So, hi everyone. I'm Murat. I've been working in this field for almost 60 months now. I attended the boot camp in 2022, like the beginning of 2022. It was like 6 months, and it was very intense. And besides besides that 9 hours, I was working at least like 5, 6 hours a day, each day, by myself, you know, to prepare for the job market. And then after I graduated, I learned all the tools and everything. And in 2 months, I've got like 3 offers, and I picked the most paying job, obviously. And yeah, that's my story.
Okay, so are you still working in the same company, or did you switch company after you started working?
I'm still with the same company.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
And yeah, and by the way, guys, I said in the, okay, let me say here. So here in the chat section of the Zoom, you can ask your questions that we can direct them to Murat. So while they're, I mean, when they start asking questions, I'm gonna share their questions with you. But so how has been working in this field? Was it right? Was it a game changer for you, or how was it? And then as of right now, are you working hard? How many hours are you working? Are you working remotely? So these are the things that people, I think, that like to know.
Okay. Yes, I work remotely, and my company, actually, my team is very flexible. So I spent 5, 6 months out of United States, like last year. That's what I did. This year I'm gonna do that also. So that this was a game changer, being able to work from anywhere you want and get paid in you know, in US dollar. So that was a game changer. And the work was pretty hard when I first started, but with the time and dedication, um, I became better and I learned my application. and then I started working on new tools. Right now, I'm mostly actually doing right now backend testing, backend automation. But I started as a full stack test engineer, but I do mostly backend right now. And yeah, that's it.
Okay. So one of the questions here is, did you have any background in the field when you did the bootcamp?
No,
You didn't have any bachelor degrees in computer science or something?
no, I didn't have any.
But did you have any other bachelor degrees?
Yeah, I had a degree in finance.
Finance, but when you did the boot camp, right, and when you applied for the job, you just told them that you have a degree in finance, but you know these tools because you learned them, right?
Yes, that's
Perfect.
exactly what I say. I
And
mean, they don't really they don't really require a bachelor degree for computer science, as long as you make sure that you know all the tools, you know, and if they say, yeah, you know these tools, then yeah, it doesn't matter. The degree doesn't really matter in this field.
okay, so another question is, so of course you said that you're working remotely right now.
Yeah,
They don't require you to go any day in the office, right?
no, not at
No.
all.
And then what about are you in a different country right now, or are you in the United States right now?
I'm in United States right now.
But you said that for some months you were able to work from
Yeah, I was
country.
in Turkey. Yeah,
You are in Turkey. And
yeah.
did the company allow you to work from outside of the country?
Yes, they do.
You took permission, right? Because these things depend on the company. We cannot say that every company allows you. Some of them, there are some limitations, but thanks God for you, it worked that you were able to get permission, right?
Yeah, you get permission and they usually give you permission. If it's not a sensitive data that you're working on, they let you like work from anywhere.
Yeah. So if you're working for Ministry of Defense, then of course they don't allow you to
Or
work.
like for a bank, or for example.
Yeah, yeah. What about did you have another job while you were in the boot camp?
Yes, I had an online business back then. Yeah.
Okay, so probably you had a reduced working hours, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so were you able to get the promised salary range? Was your salary between the range?
Yes. Yeah, the salary is, I mean, I can't tell my salary. That's okay.
If it's okay with
Yeah.
you, not a problem.
Yeah, I get like 130K a
So you
year.
are at the limit, but at the above limit, right?
Yeah.
That's yeah, so that's good. What about somebody's asking, he's 20 years old. Do you think it's harder for him to get a job at this age? Do they ask the
No.
ages do they ask the ages in the interviews?
No, it's not. It's not hard to get a job at 20 years old.
So
Yeah.
of course, this one depends if you look like a, I mean, depending on your look, right? Some people they're 20, but they might look like a child. Then of course, people, I mean, the companies they can have their question marks. But if you look normal, if you look adult, they are not supposed to ask your age in the interviews because that's not that are things that are not allowed.
Yeah.
Okay, what about any other questions? So during the bootcamp, what was, let's say, okay, while they're asking other questions, I'm gonna ask you this. I'm gonna make you sweat, right? So what was the hardest part of the bootcamp? Was it Java or was it database or API? Which one was during the bootcamp?
It was Java for sure. It was
Java,
Java.
the beginning, right? Because
Yeah,
it's
yeah, the
uh,
object-oriented programming,
mind shifter. And I still remember your questions, right? So once you were studying, you were one of the hard studying students, I remember, and that's
Yeah, and currently I'm using object-oriented programming a lot, like on a daily basis.
okay. One question. What about when you are now that you're working in the field? Are you working or let's say in the company? Were they using exactly the same tools that you learned in the bootcamp, or maybe did they have other tools?
Yeah, there were other tools.
Other
Yeah,
tools, and then they still hired you?
yeah, they do.
And then did
Because
they
like the tools you learn in the boot camp is enough for you to get a job. Because
yeah,
you learn
okay.
like the
If
most
they're using
common
other
use.
tools, do they give you time? Did they train you, or do they give you time to learn them?
Yeah, yeah, they give you time and they give you all the resources. they never push you, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Even though you push yourself, right?
Yes.
I remember you at the beginning, you were
That's,
trying to work hard and trying to finish
yeah,
things, even the things that are not given to you. It's good because you want to show that you are a hard-working person.
yeah,
But of course, the easier you go at the beginning, the easier it will be later. I remember
that's
because we
right.
talked together a couple of times when you started working. So are you working in your field in finance?
No, I work in digital marketing.
Digital marketing. Okay, good. So there is another question there. How helpful were the instructors during the course? Did you feel supported during the
Oh yeah,
course?
they were very helpful, especially Alien. He's very helpful. Like all of the people that were working at that time were very helpful. Yeah.
What about while you were working or when you got offers? What about during the time, during the job market preparation time?
I mean, you guys were helpful all the time. Like, you know, I still today talk to you guys and you guys help me. So yeah.
Yeah, that's good. So that's what the people want to hear. That's their question, not my question. Uh, so what about another question is how hard was for you to find a job in this field?
I mean, it was not easy, but it took me like 2 months. I had like almost 30 interviews. And like at the beginning, it's hard, but once you have couple interviews, you get used to it and you get better at it, and then it gets easier for you to find a job. But it's definitely not that hard.
Okay, so so you said that you were in the interviews for 2 months, right?
Yeah.
And then how many jobs did you apply in total?
Like every day, 50, 60 jobs I was applying. Yeah.
So you applied for more than 1,000 jobs, right?
Probably. Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't remember. It's been a long
And
time.
then you start getting interviews at the beginning, go to the first phase, you fail, then you go to the
Yeah.
second phase, and then to the third phase.
In all those phases, I had like 30 interviews.
Oh, you had 30 interviews. And then at the end you said that you got 3 offers.
Yes.
Okay, what was the lowest offer? Let's say, like, what was it? Was it how much
Uh,
was the lowest offer?
it was around 90,000 something.
90,000. Okay, that's
Yeah.
good. So your offers was between 90 and 130. Uh, and then another thing is, so we have another question here. Are you afraid that AI will take our jobs? This is the question that always people ask.
No, I'm not scared.
Why are you not scared?
Because like once you're in IT field, you learn about AI, and you know it's not gonna take over my job because we are the people who make it possible, you know.
Do you also,
AI.
there are also people who test AI, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
yeah.
definitely, right? Definitely, of course, new
Like
tools.
software needs people. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So new tools, a lot of people are afraid always when I talk about new tools, but you have to make sure that you're learning new tools. As
Yeah.
long as you can learn AI, then you're gonna have even more opportunities for you in the future, right? So that's one of the things.
Yeah,
Another
that's
thing
one thing
is,
you have to like learn new tools all the time.
yeah. And what also another thing that I would say is that, right, people should not be, right, should not be scared about new tools, right? A lot of things that they are there to make our life easier. So one of the things that I remember was even during COVID-19, right? So a lot of people were scared that they're going to lose their jobs. And of course, a lot of people lost their jobs, and a lot of people, let's say, got sick and maybe died. But I can say for in the IT field, there were even more job openings. There were a lot of people who were hired during COVID. So right, those are sometimes things go down and sometimes they go up.
Yeah.
Would you recommend this bootcamp to anyone else?
Yes, I recommend this bootcamp to everyone. Yeah.
Oh, look at
Definitely.
the answers.
It changed my
Oh,
life. So
definitely. So I like that you give short answers, because sometimes when like it takes too long, and then so we can answer as many questions
I
as
just want to be
possible.
clear. Yeah.
Perfect. What about when you were applying? Did you use LinkedIn and Indeed and the tools like that?
Yeah, I used all of them. Like I used all the application apps that you guys provided to me.
Okay, good. And are you planning to stay as a software tester, or would you consider to become a developer or something else? What do you think?
I don't consider being a developer. I'm happy where I'm at right now. Like
Yeah, so
software,
maybe you can reconsider in a couple of years, maybe.
maybe, yeah.
That's good.
We'll see. Not right now.
So yes, you're happy. And I can tell you this one, guys, of course, every job has their own difficulties, and I don't want to say anything, but I can tell you that being a tester is a little bit stressful than being a developer. That's my right opinion, because developers, they're building a software, and then the job of the tester is, of course, they also have their stress and their difficulties, but the job of the tester is to test and to make sure that everything is working fine. If something goes wrong, they just need to report it to the developers. And again, the developers have to fix the problem with their code. So in that sense, I would say that being a tester is a little bit less stressful than being a developer. But of course, it changes, right?
Yeah.
So what about in your company? Do you have meetings with developers and the other team members?
Oh yeah, like I talk to developers on a daily basis. Like you work as a team, so
Do they generally hate you when they find a bug or something, or do they like you?
yeah, some of them they do. Some of them they do. Some of them they don't even wanna like accept that there's a bug. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
because
happens.
it depends, right? It depends on the description, it depends on what happens. And especially in
I
the
mean, but sometimes it's a function, it's not a bug. The thing you say is bug, it's a function, but the developer says it's a function, but it's a bug actually. So
Yeah,
it's
so
happening.
definitely, as long as the manager, they decide that it needs to be fixed,
Yeah,
and then you become a hero that you found the problem, right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, any other questions for Murat? What you do if they refuse your bug? Now we have a funny question here.
No, they don't. I mean, if they refuse, you just talk about this in stand-up or just ask the product developer. And whatever product developers say, it's a bug or functionality, then that's what it is. So
It's like the referees, right? They
up to you or
decide.
up
They
to the
decide
developer.
about if you're right or wrong.
Yeah, like it's not up to us, it's up to product managers.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. So for how many years have you lived in the United States?
Uh, like almost 10.
10 years, and then you decided to do the bootcamp. So where did you hear about the bootcamp? Any friends or any or
I saw it
influencers?
online, yeah, from friends online, yeah.
Online, that's good. Okay, do you guys have any questions? Any more questions for Murat? Okay, I'm gonna take this last question and then I'm gonna let you go, Murat. So, did you shop for bootcamp? Did you look for other bootcamps, or just you heard about this one and you decided to go with this one?
Yes, I did that, but I talked to it was you. I think I talked to you for the first time. It was Ahmed, and then
Maybe
you.
Ahmet. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I don't remember, but one of you guys encouraged me, and then I started.
Did you have any other friends that did the bootcamp with you?
Yeah, one of them is here actually, Mustafa.
Oh, the one who's trying to bug you. Yeah,
Mustafa.
and Mustafa, he had the same success as you, right? And he was able
Yeah,
to find a job pretty quickly. So when
yeah.
you're done with the bootcamp, not everybody can find a job in I don't know 2 3 weeks or 1 month. Generally, it takes 2 to 3 months. But sometimes, if you didn't maybe take the bootcamp seriously, it can go also to 3 or 4 months if you're right, if you don't really take the bootcamp
It's
seriously.
really up to you. It's how much you're gonna dedicate yourself to the boot camp.
Yeah, during the bootcamp and also applying for a job, it's a
Yeah,
full-time job, right?
yeah, it's the process. It's not just the boot camp. It's applying jobs and yeah.
Yeah. So thank you very much for coming, Murat. So
Cool.
it was nice seeing you again, and then we're gonna continue with the rest of the presentation. So Ahmet will gonna talk about the second part of the presentation. Thank you very much, Murat.
Thank you. Have a good night. It
Thank
was
you.
nice seeing you.
Okay, bye.
Thank you, Murad. Hello, everyone. I hope you can see me. This is Ahmed. I'm one of the instructors at Neto Academy, and I'm actively working as a software tester. My exact title is Senior QA Engineer, and I'm going to be continuing with the rest of the presentation. So let me share my screen. Okay, so this was Murad, and it's so nice to see our alumni even within the chat. So we share our webinar info, and it's always a pleasure to have you guys around to ask questions. And hopefully, those who's in the call and decides to join our program will get to have will get to be invited as a success story in like near future. So we have already discussed how you will learn. I just wanted to quickly recap. Again, we will have all of our classes will be held live, but they're being recorded. And on top of it, we're going to be having individual projects where you get the experience how to test and how to validate what to do, which tools to use and everything. We will have on top of our schedule, which just reiterate, it is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. As you can see here, these are all Eastern time, and Saturday, Sunday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. On top of this, we will also have office hours to answer your questions, to go over your technical difficulties. And so like it's basically it's an optional, but for you to learn even better. We will have lots of homeworks, lots of tasks, lots of coding challenges for you to be even accustomed to what you've learned and even like train yourselves better. And on top of that, we Elion already mentioned, we will have a final assessment, which is a mock interview. So it's going to be an interview with one of the mentors, with one of the interviewers, and accordingly we'll get a feedback. And depending on if you pass or fail, if you pass, you will be released to the job market. And obviously we'll have review classes, we will have quizzes, mentor sessions, and we will have a group project. And this is really important because the group project is where you actually get to work as a group, as a team member. Because at the end of the day, once you join a company, you will be joining a development team. And here we are trying to simulate a real work environment, and we will be working on real applications, and you will be testing them, and you will report everything as you would do in a real work environment. So this is the part where you learn, of course, what defines our success. If this was the question, I would say it's the job placement. So as long as you are placed in a high-paying IT job, that means we did our job well, and that's the all of it. Like that's the whole career-changing program, right? So obviously for that, we will be helping you with the resume building, because this field requires a specific resume, and this resume building process will be addressing taking the keywords that will catch majority of the job applications in this field. We will help you with the soft skill enhancement. So soft skills, maybe some of you are already working actively in a corporate field, but most of the companies that you would get a job at, they're going to be having a corporate culture, and there are some questions and like there's things that you need to be enhanced. So that's why we will have that. We already mentioned about mentor sessions, and this is something we're really proud of. Such as myself, I'm one of the instructors. All of our instructors are actively working in this field. On top of that, you will have a mentor who's working, seasoned software testers, and they will be there to answer your questions. And this is really important. Why? Because not every company follows the exact same procedure. There are different tools, there are different development technologies, development methodologies, and you being exposed to different mentors are going to let you know more and more about the field, and this will allow you to get any companies. And obviously, the best way to learn is just seeing from someone. So mock interviews I already covered. We will give you an extensive market knowledge on how to apply for jobs, when to apply for jobs, and obviously once you join Neto Academy, that means you're going to be a part of our family, and that will give you an access to our alumni network. And this is really important to, just like Murad, just like all of our success stories, and which you can go to our YouTube channel and watch all of them. Whenever there is a job opening, obviously we will be in contact, and like that gives you an important opportunity to even like makes it easier for you to find a job. Okay, so this is how it goes. By the way, feel free to ask your questions in the chat, and if it's not really direct to point, I will answer them at the end of it. So offer letters. I'm sure you're thinking about how does what does the job market looking right now, right? And the best way to show it is some offer letters. You went through the process, now you're in the job market, just like Murat did. You're able to get a couple offers, and they are looking something like this. So this is one of the offers. It's just showing an hourly rate. Let me go down. This is another offer, which, as we mentioned, this is maybe an exceptional one with $175,000 annually, and this is a full-time offer. And obviously, we will teach you how to differentiate between an hourly rate and annual rates, benefits, how to negotiate a better compensation, how to get the most of it from that offer and everything. So we can go down. 125,000 is also there. Again, as you can see, all of them have like different titles. Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you do the same job. We call it software testing. It can be quality assurance engineer. It can be quality assurance analyst. This is 105K annually, which even offers like 401K. I don't mean to bore you with this, but you see we have a 95. This one from the lower side, but still not bad. Not bad at all. We have 100 here, and we can go all the way here. We have many offers, but this is how it looks like, and you can easily be eligible for one of them. I can assure you, none of the students, I'm also myself coming from non-IT background. I studied I studied law, and I transitioned myself into a QA engineer. So if I could do it, why you cannot? You have so we have designed this program just for you guys. These are some of the companies that our alumni actively working on, and there are many more that we didn't add, obviously. But at the end of the day, it's not just you becoming a QA engineer. You're actually being a part of a really like Fortune 500 company, and that's something to be proud of. So it's coming up. Are you ready? The most important, mostly asked question is the next slide is going to cover is the tuition. So I'm going to take some time to explain this so that there's no confusion whatsoever. So our tuition fee, which you pay during the program, is $4,900. Okay, that's it. But what we have divided our tuition fee and something called placement fee, which is only applicable once you find a job, and it is 85% of your first monthly salary. Okay, so there are two things: tuition fee and placement fee. Why did we do that? Obviously, just to save you from the trouble. If you don't get a job, you don't pay anything. So instead of burdening you with a higher amount of fee, we're just dividing them, and we're taking a risk because we're sure about ourselves that as long as you follow it through, there is no chance for you to not find a job. As long as you have all the conditions, which are like having a work authorization, you're able to join the classes, and you have dedication, no reason for you to not find a job. So that's why we take the risk, which is a really low risk, and we have the tuition fee and the placement fee. Good part is, if you are here right now, that means you're eligible for an early bird discount. So that would bring your tuition fee $400 down, which is $4,500. And you don't have to pay anything upfront. You don't even have to pay anything till the bootcamp starts, which is April 21st. Okay. And on top of it, just to make it even easier for you, we offer up to 7 monthly installments, and they're just going to be, 4,500 divided by 7. So there is no additional cost, no additional fee. This is everything. This is like tax included. Everything is upfront. Once again, I want to remind you this is for US and Canada students. Okay, so this is how it goes. With the placement fee, which only happens once you find a job, we also offer 4 monthly installments. Why? Because we want you to enjoy that first paycheck. I know the feeling, it's amazing, and I want you to enjoy it too. So this is how it goes. But are we done? Are we done? So is that final price? Obviously not. We are here to make your lives easier. We are here with incentives. We offer friends and family referral discounts. So this is really important. If you are coming from someone, it can be Murat, it can be anyone else, please make sure to mention in the application form that I'm going to be showing you soon. And then we can, you will be eligible for the discount as well. On top of it, again, just like Murat mentioned, and Murat joined as a group, you will be eligible for a group discount. Here are the discount levels. And if you are more than group of 4, you will be even eligible for a bigger incentive. But why the group is important? So those of you, I'm sure you have a friend, you have discussed it with a, I don't know, maybe a cousin, maybe a family member, maybe with a friend to join. And the friend says, oh, you join and let's see how it goes. But I can assure you, if you join with your friend, with a group, like, it is really beneficial for both of you. First, you become study buddies. So you can study together. You can always motivate each other. At the end of it, if one of you find a job, guess who's going to be referring the second one? Because most companies, they always prioritize referrals within the companies while they're hiring. So that's why it is really, really beneficial for you to join with a group. And that's why we wanted to give you an incentive here, and here it goes. Another thing. So I'm sure you might be thinking, if I join, like, is it really real? Is it too good to be true? I can assure you it's not too good to be true. It is true. And but for you to try, for you to take no risks whatsoever, we also have 30-day trial. So what does it mean? We have a refund policy, and you can just come and see and try for yourself. And if you like it, if it's up to you, no problem. But if it's not, again, no questions asked, your money will be refunded. Once again, here are the advantages. You don't have to pay anything till April 21st. All you need to do is, the next slide will cover that. Go to our application form and fill it out, and you will get a call from our, one of our admission specialists, and you reserve your spot. And after that, from April 21st till May 21st, you will have 30 days to decide if this program is right for you. Even if you say that, yeah, I didn't like it, like Ahmed, one of the instructors, he's not that good. I want to drop it, and that's it. There's no questions asked, so that's how it goes. Moving on. If you have any questions, which I'm sure you do, you can always email us or schedule a phone call. These are my preferred methods to reach us out. But obviously, if you need to reach us out directly, if this is an emergency, you can always give us a call at the number below. And that way you can just, ask your questions. But generally, what I can tell you is, if you visit our our website and make an application here, this would just take your first and last name, email address, and all the information. And on top of it, we kindly ask you to put down a reference, whoever you heard it from. And this will also direct you to schedule a phone call with us, because it's important for us to get to know you and for you to get to know us better, and we can move from there. Again, as simple as this. So let me see if you have any questions about this. Nope. Okay. So why us? I'm pretty sure you're in the market for a bootcamp, and you're thinking about what is the difference between A and B bootcamps. What I can only tell you about what is different with us. We are passionate and really motivated helping you. So I stood where you're standing right now, and I know the struggle. Not only that, we have extensive amount of experience in training our students and finding them a job. So this means this program is tested and proven. And as the technology develops, we also develop ourselves. So we add more projects, we add more features, we are always listening. And towards that, we are but we are actually finding you a better ways to make you successful in this field. And whatever it is, we are always here to help you build your career from the ground up. So this is who we are. And hopefully, I would be more than delighted to see you in our classes. But yeah, this is pretty much it. So right now, I can take the questions if you have it. And obviously, I want to give the microphone to Ilyon to go over, like, if I missed something. But feel free to ask your questions in the chat.
No, you didn't miss anything, Ahmed, but just sometimes like a different way of explaining stuff. So I would like also to share my screen. Perfect. So let me share my screen. And let's go. Yeah, so these are things that you explain very good about offers and everything. But one of the things that I just want to say, so that then during this time, if they have questions, they definitely can ask their questions. But it's about, right, it's about the price. So the price, instead of charging you guys, I don't know, $15,000-$20,000 for the bootcamp, we divide this in two parts. So one part is the tuition fee, right, is the during the bootcamp, which is $4,900. And the second part is the 85% of the first month's salary. So how this one is calculated, let's say that's first month is $10,000, 85% of it, which is $8,500. And of course, this part here will be split in 7 installments, so 7 months. And this second fee here also will be split in 4 months. And then, as Ahmed mentioned, right, so we have some discounts, and I want you to take advantage of all those discounts that we have. So instead of paying $4,900 during the boot camp, you will pay $400 less if you make, right, until if you, let's say, sign the contract until February 9. We want to make sure that we calculate how many students there are, to make sure that we plan accordingly about our instructors and mentors. That's why if they are let's say signing earlier, they're gonna get a $400 bonus. So the thing is also, even though if you sign today, you don't need to pay anything until April 21st. So the first installment, the first payment, it will be done on April 21st. Okay. And also there are 2 more discounts here. Like if somebody refers to you, if you, I don't know, if he is a friend, or I don't know, somebody who has done the bootcamp, or somebody who knows us, right? You can write their name, and then definitely you're gonna get, right, other discount. Another good thing is also the group discount. So if you're 2 people, 3 people, it's a good thing for us to have people in groups. Why? Because they will help each other during the bootcamp. It's like, I don't know if you said that example, Ahmed, but that's a very meaningful example, right? When you go to a gym, for example, right, you want somebody to motivate you. You want somebody to go together, so that if you fall behind, they will definitely help you. So let me break this one down like this. The $4,900, if you sign these days, it will be $4,500. If you also are a group of 2 people, then it's $4,350. Right? If you're referred by somebody, right, and then let's say that it's 4,200, right? Instead of 4,900, it's 4,200, let's suppose. Then you'll pay that one monthly, 7, right? 7 installments mean, right, the first time in April 21st, and then May 21st, and it will be $600 per month. So that is very important. So this is during the boot camp. And then after you find the job, then is the second part, right, which is the first month's salary. And again, also that will be paid in installments, because we don't want to get you the first month, because you need to live your life and to take care of your family. Okay. So what do you need to enroll? Ahmed showed you the website. So right, this is the website. So if you go to our website here, and of course it shows in my other screen here. So let me open this one here. Okay, so this is the website. So just go to the link, and then you're gonna submit your application. After you submit the application, then of course one of our sales agents, right, one of our team members, they will give you a call to make sure that if you have any other questions, anything, right, and after that, right, they're gonna send you a contract, and then you're gonna sign the contract. As I said, the contract will be signed so that you reserve your spot in the bootcamp. Are there installments on the early bird discount? No. So this works like this. Okay, just let me explain. So these are good questions. So if your tuition fee, it's $4,900. If you are, let's say, if you have only the early bird discount, so your tuition fee will be from 4,900, it will be reduced to 4,500. And then that one will be divided by 7. So it will be 630, something like that, right, per month. So that is how, right, that will be calculated. One of the most important things, guys, and I know, right, Ahmed mentioned it, but I want to mention, because we want to be clear. So we have 30 days trial period. So that is very important for us. Let us say that you started on April 21st. You made the first payment, and during the first 30 days, you're gonna watch 4 weeks, right, 4 to 5 weeks of classes. They're going to be, I don't know, maybe 20 classes or more, right? During that time, it's a very good time for you to decide if you really like it or not, if it's for you, if I don't know if it's difficult for you or not, if you can do it or not. And then if you decide to continue, we're going to announce it like 2 or 3 days before the last day. And then we continue with the second payment. If you decide to quit, of course, we're not happy to see you quit. But if you don't like it, then it's better for us to like you announce, right? You let us know. And then we don't continue with the second payment. And we also refund you the first payment, which is the payment of the first month. For example, in the previous batch, we had, let's say, 145 students, and maybe generally 5 to 10 of them, they drop. They find it difficult, and that's okay with us. And of course, we ask them if we can help them or not. And also to make sure that it will be easy, especially the first month, make sure that when you talk to our sales agents, you ask for access to our some sample classes. So we have some sample classes. We share them with the students so that they can have a look even before January. Sorry, even before April 21st. I'm sorry.
I can take the next question.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, if it takes a while to find a job, how long do we provide a career assistance for? We don't have any limitation on the time frame. So as long as you decide to look for a job, we will be there to help you. And obviously, we only put the condition as like you once you find a job. So that's why you don't have to pay anything for that service too. You can take as long as you want, and this happened too. So that's why it's perfectly fine. We have another question from Dave. We have 2-week vacation coming over the summer. Will this be an issue? I'm not sure what you mean. Like the 2-week vacation with your work?
I think he means during the boot camp, you're going to have a 2-week vacation. It's yeah, you have to make sure that you have to make sure that you watch the classes. We have students like even now that started in November during the winter break, they had like on 1 week. So even during vacation, maybe it's good for you to follow the classes, because if you fall 2 weeks behind, then you will need like, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks to catch up, and it is a little bit difficult. So make sure that you plan it accordingly. And if you can join classes even later, right, while you are on vacation, that's a very important thing, because if you fall behind, of course the videos are there, of course we share the materials, but maybe you will not be able to find the motivation to catch up the class. So make sure that you calculate that one correctly. And of course, these things depend on the people. It's not like a formula for everything, but generally I can tell you that if you fall behind, if you skip classes, it is difficult, right, to take it seriously. So to make sure to explain one more time the previous question. So this part here, guys, we want you to find the job. That's why we don't stop until you find the job. We're going to push you. We're gonna assist you. We're going to make sure that you're going to find the job. So that's why we don't have limitation, because when you find the job, we're going to get the 85% of your first month. That's why this is a motivation for us to make sure that we help you. Okay. So just want to clarify.
And even to add on that, even after you find a job, we'll still be there to help you, to guide you. So that's why we have our alumni, we have our alumni organization. So that's the cherry on top.
Okay, do you want to answer the next one?
The next question is, Sean asks, is there a certain type of computer system to have while learning, desktop and laptop type? We don't have a preference. It's like whatever suits you better. It can be even Mac, Linux, Windows. But yeah, you do have to have some minimum requirements for the computer, just because the tools we are using might use some like memory. But apart from that, we don't have any restrictions. You can go as you wish. Obviously, during the first classes, we mentioned some like minor items about like having an external monitor, how helpful it would be and everything, but generally, no.
Yeah. And by the way, so I would say that some of our instructors, for example, myself, I have a Mac, I teach on Mac, and we have other instructors we teach on PC or Windows. So it doesn't matter, like both of them are okay. And the thing is, I say it in this way so that it's easy for people to understand. Any type of Mac will work, and any type of Windows which is above $600, $700. So that's what I say. I mean, if you can give $1,000, that's I can say a pretty good computer, pretty decent computer. So that is an easy answer for it.
Dave asked if you are accredited or certified bootcamp. We're not accredited, but we are. I mean, again, as I mentioned, we're tested and proven. And our main goal is to find you, like place you in a high-paying IT job, as I mentioned. But it's like most boot camps, we can issue a certificate if you want. Like, I'm not giving many details, maybe like getting into too many details. But regardless, the main thing is that we place you in a job which you become a software tester or QA engineer.
Yeah, our main is to write. I mean, we can give you a certificate, but as long as you don't find a job, that certificate doesn't mean anything to anybody. But of course, right, about the certification, also there are other certifications that you can get, like for testers, for example. I don't know what is the name, ISBQ, something like that, because I'm a developer myself, but Ahmed definitely knows the name of the
ISTQB. Yes, that's the name.
ISTQB. So you can get the certificate, but of course it's not needed in the interviews, because they're gonna ask you if you are really able to do those if you are able to perform the tasks.
Next question from Amanda. Can you give any insight on what's like for women in this field? It seems much more male than females type of job. Wondering if it's harder for women to find jobs in my experience. And again, I'm also responsible for the placement, like with the career services. I can unfortunately say women really have a high advantage, just because of the reason you mentioned, because there is there's a majority of this field is men, and whenever there is a woman candidate, I don't mean to say the companies are being sexist, but they usually favor into women to have that variety in their company. And that's why we have, again, I keep mentioning the same thing, but if you go to our YouTube channel, we have some success stories and some like women candidates, they were able to find a job too. So it's really, really advisable for you. And we have another question from Sean. It's going to be, once getting into the field, which system is prepared for work? So this is, again, when you join a company, majority of the companies, they provide you with their hardware, like the computer, everything you need to know, even like sometimes external monitors, like keyboards and everything. But on the off chance they don't, you still be okay with any computer. So they will be giving you that chance. Like they will give you what are the minimum requirements for you to work with. But I would say maybe 99% of the time, computers will be provided by the company itself.
Yeah, I remember some years ago when I switched to a company, and then the first question right after I was hired, the question was, do you prefer a Mac or a PC? Because we're gonna send you one. I was like, oh my God, this is so nice. And then I said I prefer Mac, because I just started working with Mac, and they just sent me they prepared the Mac for me. So it's just a preference, right? Some of the companies, sometimes they want you to use a specific system, but generally it's just your preference, because you can do everything in different systems. Okay, so do you guys have any other questions that you want to clarify? Okay, so is the 21st, April 21st, the start date, the only class session for the year, or are you? So now it's a good question. So on the April 21st, we'll start with batch 7, like our 7th group. It will start from April 21st until first week of November. So that is the schedule. And I can say, right, I don't have an exact date, but I can say towards end of August, we're going to start the next one. So yes, there are other options. So of course, there are going to be other boot camps there. So if let's say April doesn't work for you, definitely you schedule your seat for the upcoming one. Yes, there are. And again, just make sure that you go there, because if you schedule a call by just going to this link, guys, neotech.live/call, you're gonna be able to ask your questions to our team. They will answer you everything. So and then after that you can decide accordingly. Okay. So again, when is the next one after April? The one after April is in I can say around end of August. That it will start at the end of August. So I don't have an exact date, but around that time.
Great questions. Let's see if we have any more questions before we close this session. Are we good? Here it goes. Okay, I think that will be all of the questions. But yeah, the questions were great. If you have any other like concerns, if anything comes to your mind right now, like you can always reach us out, sending an email, scheduling a call, even directly giving us a call. And we would love to see you on classes. Once again, guys, this is between us. You shouldn't have any hesitation. 30-day refund policy is just for you. Come and try and see for yourself. And we will be looking forward to have you.
Thank you very much for joining, guys. Hopefully see you in class in April. Bye-bye. Have a good one.
Take care.